where people are not speaking, if you can just keep yourself on mute, and just a reminder that we are recording so that people can watch the link again. If you don't wish your picture to be in a recording of that sort, then do turn your video off on the WhatsApp, on the Zoom. Alistair, while we're waiting, do you want to maybe introduce Christine, and then I think I'm going to say a few words?
Do that. It's good to see you, Christine, who's the provost, excuse me, of Stirling Council, and who's always shown a great interest in fair trade. So I wonder where you want to. Sorry, you can kind of say a few words for us, Christine. Okay, you're on mute.
Christine, you need to unmute yourself.
You think I'd know by now. In 2013, at the request of Alistair, who, in case any of you don't know, is one of our local councillors, I hosted a reception at the council chambers in Stirling for 2 rice growers from Karonga, Malawi, who were visiting Scotland. And I have just been told that Howard was in fact one of these visitors. Other councillors who were informed of the visit were also very keen to attend the reception and to meet them. We were all hugely impressed and humbled by what the rice growers had to tell us, in particular by their commitment with very few resources to improving their crops and their harvesting methods so that they could lift their families and their communities out of food poverty. Despite the many challenges that they faced, it was clear to us that they were passionate about their work and very open to experiment and innovation. I'm pleased to say that Stirling Council is very supportive of the concept of fair trade. However, a great deal of credit is due to Stirling Fair Trade Group, who supported the rice growers of Karonga, both by promoting their product and by helping them to buy equipment. So can I urge you to make a donation, as this is a cause which is well worth our support, and I know that anything they raise will go straight to helping the rice growers in the community. Following on that visit in 2013, a second visit was due to take place to Scotland in 2020, but due to the pandemic, like so many other events, this unfortunately had to be cancelled. However, we look forward to meeting up with them again in person as soon as circumstances permit. In the meantime, we have this virtual cooking demonstration tonight, which is a great opportunity for us to reconnect with Karonga. And I would like to thank the Stirling Fair Trade Group, in particular, John and Alistair, for setting it up. Thank you to you. Thanks, and thank you all for coming along.
Okay, that's great. Okay, Provost. Okay, thanks for the welcome. I'm still trying to confirm the connection, and I'll just go off the screen for a short time.
Okay, thanks Christine. That's really welcome, and thanks again everyone here for coming round a second time round. We've spoken with Susan as well as Howard earlier on this afternoon, and pleased to say that Susan has been recovering well after her snake bite, so I'm hoping you should be able to see her a bit later on. So what I'll do perhaps while we're waiting is just to remind you that you can buy the Kilombero Fair Trade rice produced by Howard and his colleagues online through the Tradecraft shop, or locally if you're near Stirling, through Jill Nunn and our own Tradecraft operation that Jill operates. So I'll put Jill's email in the chat as I did last time. And if you'd like to place a fair trade order, not just for the rice, but for other fair trade items as well, if you live in Stirling City itself, Jill's happy to deliver to you, or otherwise you can pick up from Jill's door in Stirling. And if you live further afield, then make your way to the Tradecraft shop online. So I'll put those in the chat a bit later on. Alistair's, I think, talking on WhatsApp with Howard just now, and I can see Howard is just coming in again. If you see Techno Spark 5, that's that should be Howard.
Looks like he's changed his name, John.
Ah, right, okay.
Or he's got two lines.
Got two. The other thing I would say about the rice, if you order rice and fair trade things from me, you do not have to pay postage.
That's another advantage.
John, we seem to have lost the connection. I'm trying to do it. I wonder if you could.
Howard's on, showing us.
Oh, he's on. He's back on. Is
at the
he?
moment.
Ah, he is. Right. Okay. I just see he is back on. Let's see if he can hear us.
Howard, you want to unmute?
I'll send him a message. Just to let everybody know, we tried this before and it was great. It worked fine a short kind of time ago, and we were able to.
Howard, you need to unmute.
I think he's not going to unmute. Wait a minute.
Go.
Ah.
No, it unmuted, but
did.
then it muted again.
Yeah. Howard, just kind of try again, Howard, could you? He is hearing us, I think. Okay, yeah. Howard is hearing us.
You're still showing us muted, Howard, at the moment.
Hello.
I have unmuted and I can hear you now.
Excellent. Welcome, Howard. That's so good to have you with us.
Thank you.
Yes, it's great to hear you.
And I know everyone was very concerned for Susan after what we heard about the snake bite last week. Do you want to start by just giving us an update on how she is, or you could introduce her if she's here?
They just want to come and see. If she can just come, you can see her. She's one of the people who are preparing the rice today. She can just come forward. Yeah, here she is.
Hi.
She's
Hi, Susan. Welcome. We're so glad you can join us. And everyone was very concerned about your snake bite last week, and so pleased to see you smiling at us now this afternoon and this evening.
Thank you very much. She's just okay. Only that I'm speaking through the mic, so she can't hear you, but she's okay. She managed to travel from home to this one. She's able to do everything that is happening in the room without any problem.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, Howard, would you like to just tell us what you're planning then for this evening and how we're going to do things?
What we have done is, since we started a while ago, some hour ago, what we have done is I've taken photographs and small video clips of all that we have been doing. which I'm sending on the WhatsApp group, which I'm sure you'll be able to follow. But the main event that we would like to beam to you will be the actual cooking of the rice, which will be done right now. Then you said at some point I should give you a story of Abigail. I'm ready for that. I can do that one when you give me time. Otherwise, we have booked, the fish is ready, the chicken is ready. Now what is doing is just they will be cooking rice.
Okay, so what Howard was saying about Abigail is one of the people Howard's worked with, and during a break in the session, we'll tell you something about Abigail's story, but we'll start off with cooking. Can I ask people if they're actually wanting to cook as we go? Can you put your hands up now, or your Zoom hand up? So several people are cooking as we go. Howard, can you just tell people, because you've been doing some things before we start, is there anything people need to be doing now that you've already done?
That we have already done is about the chicken, the fish we have already cooked. But what we are going to do now, I think I can just show you. Where's the chicken? Okay. I can just show you how the chicken is looking right now, which is already cooked.
Okay.
This is the chicken, which have been locally cooked. You'll be able to follow how it has been cooked through the videos and the fish. This is the fish. I hope you can see from there, which has already been cooked now. I hope also you will be able to follow through the video clips which have been taken.
John?
Yeah.
Perhaps we could show the videos that we have, or we could try and do that at this point. I have a few of them, so we could try doing that. Okay, the other option is that we do it at the end. That might be more practical. I think we just have to see what works best here.
Yeah, because people may be cooking the vegan or option anyway, can people put their hand up, or if they're not got their video on, their Zoom hand up, if they're cooking with meat or fish this evening? So Francis is, and Jason is, and Jill is. So would it work to get people going with the rice, and once the rice is cooking, to show how the fish and meat has been prepared? Yeah. So let's start off with preparing the rice, and then while that's underway, Alistair can show the meat and fish videos being sent. So Howard,
John,
would you like to start us off with the rice preparation?
You're on mute. Oh, no, that's it. Okay, can we hear you now?
I can hear you.
Good, good.
Did you ask me a question?
Howard, are we able to start off with the rice then, and how the rice preparation needs to start?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Howard, are you ready to start?
Yeah. It's just a moment.
Sure.
A moment before we actually start, otherwise, in just a minute.
Go on.
If there's a bit of delay, Alistair, do you want to show some of the video while we're waiting?
I think we should. I've got quite a few. They may not come in the correct way, but we'll see. So, okay, can I start to share
Just
for now?
say to that. So
Okay.
Howard will be showing some of the videos just now.
Share. So share content. Right, share content.
Click
Which
on
one?
optimize the sound of the video when you start sharing.
Yeah, that one. I think you're seeing a picture in this one with the meat being actually repaired. That actually, okay, is a chicken. Okay, can you see that? Okay, can you see that, John?
Yeah, we can see it.
Right, okay, and I'm gonna go to another one. So, sorry about this. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm just trying to.
Explanation on the photos.
So Howard, are you ready? Are you ready now to start from your end? No, some more minutes. Oh, Oh, okay, but can you be telling people what they need to do in terms of preparing anything first at all?
Did you say what should I be telling them?
Just if there's anything, people who are cooking tonight, if there's anything they need to be doing now to start preparing their vegetables or their herbs.
Okay. I think those who are planning to be cooking now, from what you have seen from the photos, you have seen the ladies cutting the chicken into smaller parts, because what we did is we bought a live chicken which they slaughtered, and then they plucked away the feathers. Then they started cutting the chicken into parts, and then they boiled it for about 15 minutes. Then he started frying it part by part, cooking oil. After that, it's when they took all the parts into one pot and poured in about half a liter of water, and then they added the spices as indicated earlier. Then it was left to boil for another 15 minutes. Then it is ready for consumption. Then the fish, I showed you how they started removing the scales. Then they cut the fish into halves.
Excuse me, Colonel Howard. I've now got a video of the vegetables being prepared and the fish. Would you like me to show those now, John?
Well, if that's okay with Howard, yeah.
Okay, no, but I'm not sharing content yet. So. Okay.
So I continue explaining.
I think.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, please, Howard.
So I'm going to share the content now. Which one? I can't see.
After cutting the fish into pieces, they put the fish in a pot and they started boiling it. But if you observed, the pot which was put on the hot plate was not covered. There was a reason for not covering the pot, because if you cover the pot immediately you put on the stove, then there will be a separation between the fresh and the bones. But traditionally we leave the fish to boil like that until for maybe some 15 minutes. You will notice that it cannot be separated from the bones. Then you start covering it. When you see that it's on the fire for about 15-20 minutes, then you also have to add your spices. You have tomato, you have onions, then the cooking oil, plus the roiko or onga. Then you don't have to mix it as we do with vegetables, because you want to have the fish not separated from the bones. So after that, the fish is ready for consumption, as you saw it when I was showing you. Then we have the eggplants. The eggplants are simply cut into smaller pieces. Then they are put on a pan. After putting them on the pan, you add some oil. You add some tomatoes, onions, and the spices. Then you start doing like you are stirring, so that you mix them well. From there, they are ready for consumption. Then we have Irish potatoes. The Irish potatoes are also cut into much smaller pieces. You put them on the fire, you boil them. After being there for some 5 minutes or so, then you also add onions, tomatoes, and other spices plus salt and oil. So when they are there for another 10 minutes, they are ready for consumption. What we don't actually do here is what you do where you have the bells for time, where you do a lot of baking using the oven. No, we just, in most cases here in Africa, we just boil, but we add spices as you have seen. I think I've done much of the explanations. Then when we are going to cook the vegan dish, like this one, which Susan is cooking here, she is preparing the vegan dish. The only thing which is not in here is oil. It's just the vegetables, a little of eggplants, then tomato, onions, salt, and then the spices. That's all. It's a very nice dish for vegans. John, I think I've done the explanation.
Okay, can I ask if people have any questions on how Howard has been explaining so far, or wanting to go over anything again?
Do we just cook the rice and leave it plain? And then mix it with the...
Yes, we haven't cooked the rice yet, but the rice will be cooked separately, not as you do in Scotland, where you mix it with some other spices while you're cooking it. I've seen a lot of you in Scotland, you like the risotto. No, we are going to cook the rice, which will be separately, and when getting it onto the table, it will be on its own plate. Then you have the other dishes surrounding the rice.
I have a question, Howard, through the chat that asks, how much of all the spices do we need to use, and which parts do those spices get added to?
If you are going to use the spices on the rice, the Kilombero is very vibrant. It is not selective to spices.
No,
You
but
can
for the
use-
other, it's how you're using the spices in the other parts of the meal.
Yes, you in the other parts of the meal, you can use any, but we like the Royco and the Onga because they are commonly found here in Malawi. But if you have, let's say you have the black pepper, you can still use it on the table because it is served raw. It is also very nice when.
So do they get added to both the aubergine part and to the potatoes part?
We have something to say. He can also explain something.
Not really, but I thought the question was about the amount
Yes,
of
Okay.
spices,
Mhm.
right? For example, the fish, as well as the chicken, they put a teaspoon,
Yes.
a teaspoonful into each dish. So it was like a teaspoon for the chicken, a teaspoon for the fish.
Okay, we have another question. Is when is the honey added, and what's that honey added to, and how much honey is used?
Unfortunately, we failed to get a bottle of honey because we wanted to use the natural honey. But if you are going to use honey, you are going to get rice on a plate and then get about 10 to 15 mils of honey, just put on top of the rice, which has got no relish. And then you can eat it just like that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, with honey, you don't have to add anything else. It's just rice and honey.
Any other questions from people as we go? Either in the chat or by just unmuting and speaking. Okay, do you want to show us what Susan and her friend is doing now then with the cooking?
Yes, she is the one who is eagerly waiting to start cooking the rice.
There's another question, Howard.
Yes, we can have it.
Well, because you've said that we can have the individual spices to make up the spice mix, and you can only get the spice already mixed in Malawi. We can't get it already mixed here. So how do you make up the spice mix from the individual spices that you've listed out?
Having individual mix of the spices, what do you mean?
Are they just sort of mixed together and fried, or are they?
Yes, they are just mixed together, like what they've been doing here. They mixed tomatoes with the onions and then added to the dish while it is on fire.
No, I think the question was about the spices, though. So people can't buy your Malawian spice mix. We've had to buy just the individual spices.
Yeah, in Malawi, you have to buy spices in sachets, like this one which we bought, the onga. Right. You cannot go and buy where the ingredients in this spice is separated. You cannot find it.
Okay, so
yeah,
are those spices just fried and then fried in oil to mix them?
Yes.
Okay.
In fact, you don't fry the spices separately. Okay. What you do, like what they've been doing here, is get a teaspoon of this spice and then add it to the fish or to the chicken which is on fire, which is being cooked.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah. You've mentioned also the curry sauce. And what do you do with the curry sauce?
In most cases, the curry sauce is too traditional. We use it. Of course, it's got its own flavor. There are many people who like its flavor, and then it automatically changes the soup of the dish to become yellowish. So it is like, but we tried to find it in the shops today. We couldn't find it. And then there is one person who is doing a lot of permaculture. He has it, but because of rains yesterday, he couldn't manage to come and give us. Otherwise, the main objective of the curry sauce is to change the flavor into a traditional Malawian flavor and the color of the soup.
Okay. I'm wondering, can you show the cooking going on as we're doing this?
Yes. Meanwhile, we are just waiting for the rice water to boil, because for us to cook the rice, what we do is we make sure the water is at boiling point. That's when we add the rice to the boiling water. So what we are just waiting up is just a few minutes before this water starts boiling, and then we can start cooking the rice.
Well, while we're waiting, Alistair does have 2 videos to show. So Alistair, would you like to show maybe the first one of those?
I will try, John. Sorry that we've had a technical difficulty. This is the beauty of Zoom calls, but we will try now to do that, John. So. Here is one which should, let me know if that is actually working for you.
Not yet.
Is that working now for you?
No.
Okay. Sorry about that. Just that worked for us, but clearly it won't share. No. It worked for us a minute ago. Now it's not working when we're doing this.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, what's going to happen is, okay, the Jennifer's going to try and log on herself, and I think she can do it for that. So we'll come back to that.
Okay.
Okay, 1 minute, John.
Okay.
Okay.
I need to, could you ear code?
Yeah. I'll WhatsApp it to you.
And then give me the.
So, Howard?
I can hear you, John.
Yeah. Shall we take this moment to tell the story of Abigail and to talk about the youth enterprises that you're hoping to set up?
You mean if I can tell the story of Abigail now?
Yeah. I can share the pictures that you sent of Abigail while you're telling telling that story.
Yeah.
Should I just
Yeah.
you start off?
Yeah, you can start showing the pictures of Abigail.
Are people seeing this now?
Yes.
Okay, so this is Abigail just making, doing some carpentry, and she has been making up a chair, and this is Abigail with the chair that she's been working on. So Howard, would you like to tell people about Abigail?
Yes, Abigail is a young lady who just came to my interest because of her story. She is one of the young ladies who got married early. In fact, he was married to a teacher. And then when she was about 8 months pregnant or so, she was divorced. And then she started selling fritters like buns just close to where my workshop is. Then I got interested in her. I called her and then asked her if she could be interested to learn some skills at my workshop. She accepted, but then at that time, I was waiting for some tools, mechanical tools from Dumfries. So I told her I can only invite her to come and start working with me when my carpentry tools have arrived. Then when the tools arrived, she had a baby. The baby was about 3, 4, 5 months old. Then I asked her if she could come and join me at the workshop. So she came and joined me. Before joining my workshop, she never knew anything about carpentry. But this time, as you can see, she's skilled. You can ask her to make a table, she will make you one. You can ask her to make a chair, she will make you one. You can ask her to make a bed, she will make you one. She is a very genius and interesting lady this time. So it was just out of my interest which came into me to invite Abigail to my workshop. But otherwise, I'm very impressed with what she is doing. Yeah, she makes me very excited to do the job with her, in fact.
And one of the things that we've been able to do is to collect some tools and equipment that can help Howard to set up more youth enterprises, both carpentry, as in Abigail's case, and also needlework and sewing type businesses as well. And some of that is on its way in a shipping container from us to Malawi to get to Howard as we speak. And so that's some of the practical help that we're able to give to be able to help Abigail and people like her to get some actual employment skills and the tools to do the job as well.
Yeah, honestly, John, what you have said is very correct. I very much appreciate your assistance, because I'm trying to transform or to change from just a simple workshop where we've been doing carpentry and welding to a youth empowerment center where we want to be engaging more of people like Abigail, who would be roaming about in the villages to get some skills in tailoring, carpentry, and welding. So Abigail will just be one example. And what we want to do now is, after we have opened the youth empowerment center, we will invite some tradesmen who are skilled so that they can give more training to Abigail, so that maybe in the future she can go to the trade test and probably acquire a certificate in trade test. Maybe she becomes a grade 3 skilled carpenter, so that in future she becomes the right person to teach others at the center.
Thanks, Howard. So that's really a good news story, and shows what our support can do to help. How are we doing with the rice? Are we able to show the rice starting to be cooked now?
Yes, I can see the ladies are now ready. As you can see from Victoria now, she would like to add some salt to the water, which is now at the boiling point, that you can see. Yes, from there, I think you are able to see now Susan is adding the rice to the water, which is at boiling point. I'm sure this is quite very different from how you know how we have been cooking the rice that side. This is the kirombero which Susan is putting in the water now.
Got some product placement going on here.
Yeah. So that is the Kinombero rice grown by Howard and his colleagues in Karonga region that Lois is showing you just now.
Yeah.
I have a question, Howard. What is the ratio of rice to water?
Can you come again with the question?
Well, the question was, what is the ratio of rice to water? How much water do you need to cover the rice?
This was about 3 liters? 2? A liter? This is about a liter or a liter and a half to about 2 kgs of rice. Can you hear me, John?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, it's about a liter to a liter and a half to 2 kgs of rice.
Okay, okay. So
Yeah.
it's so between 50% to 75%
Yeah.
from liters to kilograms, if you like. Okay.
So now they've put the rice in the boiling water and they've covered it.
Okay. While that's waiting to cook, should we show the videos now, Howard?
Yes, you can.
Jennifer, are you able to have a go now?
We can have a go now.
Yeah.
We'll see if this machine works.
Better than mine.
Okay. So can I share the screen now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, that's working.
Before. Here we are. This is okay. I think this is
Preparing the chicken.
Yeah, preparing the chicken. Right. And the next one is that's the same one.
That was Victoria cutting the chicken into pieces.
And this is the fish. Okay, okay, Howard, can you explain this, Howard?
And it is left uncovered for a purpose. If you cover the pot while the fish is just beginning to boil, the flesh will be separated from the bones. So this is the main reason why it has been left uncovered.
Okay, we'll just play that one again, shall we? Because it is quite short.
Did everyone see that?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't sharing.
Okay, we'll just play it. It wasn't sharing.
Yeah, I just wondered about that.
No.
Excuse me, just a moment.
Is that now sharing?
No, not yet.
It's now boiling.
Oh,
Not yet. Oh, right.
oh, and we were doing so well.
Oh, that's our grandchildren. Yeah.
Right. Share screen. Right.
Right, it seems to stop sharing.
That's starting now. Yes.
There we are.
The fish is now boiling, and it is left uncovered for a purpose. if you cover the pot while the fish is just beginning to boil, the flesh will be separated from the bones. So this is the main reason why it has been left uncovered.
Okay,
Right.
is that?
And we have one more.
think-
Okay.
We have one more, I think. It's the vegetables. I think we have the vegetables. We have one of that, John, which we'll try to share now. If we can remember how we did it. That's the. This is the one. All right, can you see that?
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet. Okay.
That's
Now, can you see it now?
Yes.
Now, here is Victoria again with the vegetables. So she's cutting the vegetables to make sure they are in good size for cooking. So from these vegetables, we are going to divide them into two because you said you are vegans. So the vegans will have part of the vegetables, which we will not put any oil on. So that is pure and natural without any oil of any sort.
There we are.
Okay, thank you, Jennifer and Alistair.
There we are.
Howard, do you want to come back with Victoria and Susan and tell us where you are?
Yeah. Now we are just waiting for the rice for some maybe 5 more minutes so that they will have to drain out the water because it will be, we don't want to make it like a porridge.
Yeah. I was asked a question.
So,
sorry, carry on.
yeah.
I was asked a question about the green vegetables.
Yeah, can it come? I need the question.
What was was it spinach? I was asked, the vegetable.
No, they were pumpkin leaves.
Pumpkin leaves. That's great. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah.
So, are there any other questions just now?
I've seen someone in the chat saying, I don't know, I didn't know you could eat I'm sure she's referring to the pumpkin leaves.
Yeah.
No, pumpkin leaves can be eaten just as you eat cabbage, just as you eat spinach. They are very nice. And they are grown at almost every household here in Malawi. They are the cheapest form of vegetables, especially during the rain season.
That's good. Don't waste everything. We've learned to be using the leaves off cauliflower as well, rather than just throwing those away, which we used to do.
Yeah.
So in terms of the order of cooking things, because how long do your vegetables cook for, and how long do the fish and meat cook for?
Vegetables like the pumpkin leaves is not more than 10 minutes if you are using the hot plates, which are very hot. Yeah? About 5 to 6 minutes is okay with the vegetables. And then if the fish, 20? Fish can be 15 to 20 minutes. And fish and meat, there is not that much difference, though meat, because sometimes it has bones where you have some marrows inside the bone, so it can go up to 25, 30 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. And what you have to know is we are cooking these items in a more traditional way. That's what we wanted to teach you, how in a pure Malawian way.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
So you would normally cook the rice as the last item to cook? It's muted again, Howard. You're muted. Let's see. Howard, can you unmute? That's better. Howard, I was asked a question. Does the aubergine go in with the greens?
Everything going with grains?
Yeah. Does the aubergine go in with the other vegetables, I think?
Okay, just before I answer you, these ladies are about to start doing something with the rice, which I want to show you.
Okay.
Yeah. They are putting in some oil.
Had they drained the rice from the water first?
So the water has been dried. It wasn't much anyway that they can
Right. So the water
take
was
it
boiled
out.
away. Okay.
Yeah, it went away. So it is okay. They've just added some oil. Yeah.
So is that it for preparing the rice, or is there anything else that's needed for the rice?
No, what we are just waiting for here is time to have the rice ready now. There
Right.
isn't anything else being waited for here. The readers will know that it's now ready, then they will do a bit of stirring inside, stirring it, and then we'll see what they'll do with it. In fact, the other difference that I can say is the rice which we cook here in Malawi, you can eat using hands without using forks or spoons. It's very different from the way you eat the rice in UK, because the main difference is how we cook, how you cook and how we cook. You cook it in a porridge manner, we cook it dry. Then maybe the other thing that I can also add as a CASFA member is that you have two types of rice in UK. You have brown and white rice. Do you know anything about that, John or Alasdair?
Sorry.
Brown.
Sorry, can you ask again?
I was saying, in UK you have brown rice and white rice, but it's okirombero. Is that right?
Well, I would love it if every rice was Kilombero, but not quite. But the Kilombero is the best rice.
Yeah, so what I wanted to explain is Kilombero can be made to be white or brown. There isn't any special variety that we grow as brown rice and the other one as white rice. It's just the same thing, but the brown or to be brown or white is just the way we process it at our meal.
Right.
Yeah.
So what we were just discussing there is if anyone else who has been making their own meal while we've been watching would like to show us how they're getting on, then do raise your hand and you can pan over to your own pans, as it were. Would anyone like to do that?
I'm eating mine.
All right, Jill's well ahead. Jill's well ahead. Let's just give us a closer look, Jill. I couldn't quite see it. Hang on, just bring your camera up a bit. Lovely. Anyone else want to show how they're getting on?
I'll say, John, I've been cooking mine much as I used to cook when I was in Malawi.
Oh, right. Tell us whereabouts in Malawi you were, Jill.
Well, yeah, I can actually say to Howard that I was in Chitipa for 2.5 years. And Chitipa is very near Karonga, just not very far away.
That's great.
So,
great to have that connection.
Howard will know it very well. Karonga was the nearest town to Chitipa. So Chitipa was like the Siberia of Malawi, right up in the north. And Karonga, it was right up at the border between Zambia and Tanzania. And Karonga was our easiest town. But it's I added, yeah, I'm having beans. I put my beans in with all the veg actually, as we usually do have, and the greens. But the greens aren't quite like the pumpkin leaves. The pumpkin leaves are delicious. The pumpkin leaves we always had with, I thought maybe how we would have done this, we had it with groundnut flour. So groundnuts all grounded groundnuts. Groundnuts, peanuts. Grounded peanuts, and it was all mixed with the pumpkin leaves. And that was a very nice dish.
Oh, good. So you've already been on the secret of using pumpkin leaves. That's good to know.
Right, John, I'm just showing your tea there. And
that's what I'll be eating later. That looks very
yeah, that's
appetizing.
what we'll be eating later. And somebody just asked what greens I used, and I had some need to switch my camera around. I had some very wilted chard that was in danger of getting thrown out, but now it's in the dinner, so there's no waste. Wilted chard has gone in the dinner.
And I have used a mixture of his spices, of the Malawi spices. I quickly made up a spoonful of all these things. There's a very good online when it's got a spoonful of each thing, how to actually make up the mixture.
Yeah, well, I just used a teaspoon, but it seemed spicy enough for me. So that worked.
Howard, I've just been asked another question about what to do with the potatoes. They've boiled the potatoes, but do they mix them, or are they a standalone dish?
So if you have already boiled the potatoes, if you are going to add any spices, you can put it as a separate dish, but you can also eat it together with the rice.
Okay. So you've got a choice, and I've been asked: is the spice in the mix? Is it mint or is it meth? I can't. M-E-T-H-E, methy. Do you know? It's mint. It's mint. Okay. So can we see? Oh, Methy is fenugreek. Sorry. Can we see, Howard, how all the dishes are looking there now?
We have all the dishes ready, probably except the potatoes only. The potatoes haven't been boiled yet, but
Okay.
you have almost all the dishes ready. I can see my lady here coming now to see what's going on with the rice. I'm sure now it will be declared to be ready, as you can see from here. Now she can do something like stirring because it is now ready. Are you able to see?
Yes.
Oh, good. Nice.
It looks a very healthy portion. That should keep you going.
Yeah. Yeah. And I hope you are happy that it's coming up to what you wanted it to be. Yeah.
Yeah. Would Susan or Victoria like to talk to us as well? I don't know if they were able to share their headphones to be able to do that.
Can you come again?
I'm just wondering if Susan or Victoria would like to be able to speak with us as well.
Susan?
Yeah.
I think she will, only that maybe she will not be able to speak frequent English, but I'll tell Masangwi to translate.
Okay, no, I think that'd be lovely if they can do that and we'll understand the delay in translation.
Yes, Masangwi will do the translation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So should she come in now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Proceed.
Isendisira ukondwa pakuvapa pa programu hii kuti zakasamizhani. Isendisira ukondwa pakuvapa pa programu hii.
So what she's trying to say is that she's appreciating, she's very, very happy because of the active talk is there. So she's thanking you for the support.
Mukhalira ise kwitu kuno tindasangemo mwayi wanthe nawo kuti zakavasambije vazungu kupika vyakule ngati vikupika ise kwitu.
What she's saying is this thing has never happened since it has been around in Karonga for her or for some of the farmers to come and have a lesson to you guys on how to cook the rice.
Ndiponso tufuma mtunda otari kuti zakafika kuno Karonga kuti ise vazimayi kuti mutafuna kwitu uko kukaphala uthenga kuti tapikanga ku vazungu navo vamukondwa chomene kuti ka vazungu tasangana pamaso na maso.
So it's like they have traveled all the way very, very far from the town. So it will be good news to other women in the village to hear that they came here and they have.
Ndiponso programu hii mungaweranga pene papa ya mpitizhenge waka kuti nasi timsambizhaninge nase tioninge vya ukwinu mkupangira.
Were you able to hear me? To hear the translation?
Yes. Can you translate?
Okay. Then we can. All right. Okay. All right. I thought I was muted.
I could hear not the translation.
What?
I wonder, Howard, the sound audio from Mazangwe wasn't so good. I don't know whether through your connection you could just explain what Susan was saying, because some people, not everyone could hear the translation.
Or maybe the quality of the phone.
I think I need to mute Mazangwe because otherwise
All
it's
right.
coming through with a reverberation. If
Ndiposa ndiposa isachira kuonga timu ya John na gulu lino hilo na kutivwira ise kushopu kutipasa ife ise pasono pano tikuona kuti kushopu kwitu kupenda makora.
She's trying to thank especially to the group called Transition Stirling
Howard,
for the
can you ask,
assistance that you are rendering to the workshop. And she's very happy because of what is going on at the shop.
oh, that's great. Howard, can you ask Masangwe to mute, because I think we're getting a sort of echo.
Okay, so Masangwe we should translate.
No, ask him to, yeah, if you can, if Howard, that worked well.
Shall you be able to do that? Yeah?
Munja translate na ine afuna de aripona ngasuka kabunwe. Ndiye afuna ndikira mina amute.
Mungesika vya mafi vile.
Ndiposa nyambeso
Ayo.
tikuongaso paivyo mukutichitira ku vana wa sikulu ene vapapi vavo mbakusuzhikira ndiponso vapapi vavo vanyaki vari kufa like Matthew mwa mulima.
So she's saying she would also take this opportunity to thank you, John, and your colleagues for what you have done for helping Matthew Mwamulima on his school fees, because without you, this time we could have been roaming in the village. So she's also trying to thank you for what you have done to support her in university.
That's fantastic. I'm so pleased that we've been able to meet up with you.
Sure.
Okay.
Do you have anything else? Yeah,
Abigail, nga mwana msungwana alikuleka skulu wali kwamba kugwira ntchito ku shop kwitu akulimbikira ndiponso tikumulimbikisha kuti mwana msungwana uyu wapitirije kuti imo uvuli winu uwe wapanthazi kuti vwira ise.
So she is also mentioning Abigail to say in Abigail many people will learn a lot, and she would like to appreciate, because without your assistant maybe this time Abigail would have been struggling how to raise up her child, and then she couldn't have any future anyway. So she's also trying to show her appreciation because of what you have done to help us with this at the shop.
Yewe chomene taonga namutizira kuno kuzapfika nase na imwewo kuti namupfikeso kuti muonani vimukupfika taonga chomene yewo.
She's saying thank you very much that you allowed us to cook, and then you, while we were cooking, you also took part. So it's our hope that from here you will be eating rice like Malawians, because now we have been taught by Malawians how to cook and how to eat the kirombero. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Susan.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Howard, just been asked a question about are there many carpenters that are women, or is it unusual to be like Abigail and to be a woman carpenter in Malawi?
In our area, it's very unusual. She is the first one of her type. That is, to be very honest, there isn't any women carpenter or a woman doing carpentry in our area. She's the first one.
You can say that's probably true here as well, I would suspect.
Yes, because she finds the job very easy because she's using machines like the jigsaw, which makes everything simple, the circular saw, which makes everything simple. That's why maybe Susan was, she hit the nail to thank you for the assistance which you are giving us, because without that, she could have been afraid to use the manual saw. Definitely, she couldn't manage.
Okay. Listen, it's now been going about an hour and a quarter. What I want to suggest is that those who want to leave off and start enjoying their meal, do that. We'll leave this open. We've got another video that we tried to show last week that Jennifer can share, and we can continue to chat with Howard for those who wish to. I will put into the chat Jill's address and the Tradecraft shop so that you know where to get the Quilombeau Road rice. I would say it's very lovely rice, and do try and get hold of the Quilombeau rice from Karonga. So I'll put those in the chat. So if you are going to leave, wait till I get that in there. Sorry, I've just been asked a final question, Howard. It's about adding chili. Would you add chili to the meal as well?
Yes, those who like eating chilies, there's no problem. You can add chili, but you add it to the relish. You can add it to either the fish or vegetables or the chicken. It's no problem.
Excellent. Right, well, I think what we'll do is we'll formally say thank you so much to you and to Susan and your colleagues there. That's been an absolutely fantastic demonstration, and I know several of us will be looking forward to enjoying a meal this evening, and others may come back to do that later. Do you want to just say any final words as well, Howard, from your side?
Yes, I know we don't have to take things for granted. This may look like a very simple thing, but it's very important because it's not easy to teach people how to adopt something which is strange in their country. So thank you, Sterling, for the commitment that you did, the suggestion that you did. I know it would have been done practically had it not been for COVID when you were planning to come there, but to make it possible at this time via Zoom, this is something that I must say thank you very much. I appreciate your assistance. And I think from here, even we at CASFA, I think we shall see the importance of being partners with you people in Scotland. In fact, I did not introduce Masangwi at the very beginning when we started because of how we did. Masangwi is our association business manager at CASFA. So if you are seeing Masangwi, she is our association business manager. And Victoria, the lady who has been doing all this that you are doing, the cutting the chicken into parts and cutting the fish, she is one of the board members for CASFA. So we are all farmers, apart from Masangwi, who is our associate business manager. On behalf of CASFA, and indeed on behalf of my own behalf, I would like to thank you very much. Maybe Masangwi, you have, no. You maybe you have a final way.
I really don't know where to start from, but on behalf of CASFA, we want to thank you guys for this event. I've worked for several organizations, but this is my first experience. So as what has said it already, we really don't take it for granted. On personal grounds, I've also learned one or two things. So thank you very, very much. Continue supporting our farmers, continue supporting us. Thank you very, very much.
Okay, thank you so much. That's right, rounds of applause. And what I will say is that we were, as Christine said at the start, Howard and some colleagues were due to come here in May 2020, which had to be cancelled. We were planning that event, and I know Howard as soon as we're able to have you actually physically visiting us here in Stirling, we'll be really keen to be able to invite you here again and enjoy your company here again at that time.
Thank you very much.
So,
Maybe Victoria would just like to say bye.
yeah.
Yeah.
Go Kwambili.
How does it come?
Zikobo.
Thank you very much. Finally, we are going to be preparing the rice dish. I'll still get the videos, and then I'll send you the videos on how we are going to prepare the dish for the table. And then we will have another video where these people who are here are going to demonstrate how we are going to eat the dish, and then we'll still send you.
Oh, fantastic. Well, we'll if Jennifer's up for it, for those who want to stay on, we'll show the last pictures or video that Jennifer has, and I will put up the links for getting the rice. Don't forget the donation details, which have been sent to you by email. And if you have any other questions, Howard, if you stay on the line, and other questions can come into the chat, or if anyone has them. So thanks everyone for participating. Do hang on, and but you know, leave when you need to now. Okay, Jennifer, do you want to share the videos if you can? And I'll put the details in the chat.
Okay, we just have one video on the photos that you tried to share last week. So hopefully this will work. So we'll just go with these. So this was the.
We'll just check you can see. Well, can you see these?
Can everyone see?
Yes, I can see.
Yeah, that's fine.
Great.
Good. So someone else will need to maybe give the explanations of what these things are.
John, could you do that?
So this is a rotavator, I think.
Yeah, this is a rotavator that we helped Howard and his colleagues to purchase 4 years ago now, and they were ploughing by hand prior to getting this. It's still their only rotavator for the whole of Karonga region, so I think there's a gleam in Howard's eye that it would be good to get some more of these.
Good. And there's our carpenter.
This is Abigail, yes.
Can you see that one?
Yeah, can you see that?
Yeah.
This is Abigail, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, she is.
A chair, wonderful. Very good.
Yeah, that's Abigail.
And there's Susan, I think. Isn't that Susan?
No, yeah, yes, this is Susan now.
That is Susan.
With a snake bite leg.
With a snake bite in her leg, yes.
Yes.
Yes. So those are the pictures we have.
Those are the pictures, and
we have one video. I think that's the preparation of the meal. You can see things there. Yeah. Yeah, there we are.
That's it.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay.
So now the rice is ready. Those who would like to see how the rice will be served, it is ready now.
Product.
Yeah.
Will you have some other people to share that with, Howard? It looks quite a lot for 4 of you.
Yes, it's quite a lot because we wanted to show you how to cook. We know we may not be able to finish it, but we just want to show you how we eat. We are, mind you, we are Africans. We are Africans, we eat quite a lot.
The nature of our work.
The nature of our work allows us to eat as much as we can. I know you have gone to shops where you buy half kg of kilombero and say, I've bought a bag of kilombero. That's a joke.
It was frustrating. The cooperative here used to stock kilombero, but has stopped stocking it. So we should have a campaign to get the co-op to start stocking it again, I think.
Yes. That's what we should do, John. John, okay, I need to leave, but I wanted to say, okay, thank you for doing okay all this, because it's been great to see this tonight, to see if this is great, because okay, we had a few problems with the connection, but the technologies worked, so that's been great, John.
Well, and Alistair, you've done a hell of a lot of the work to pull this together, so thank you for that as well. So no, if you need to get off, I think I want to